You are listening to the On Purpose Podcast. Welcome, everybody, to episode 169 of the On Purpose Podcast. As always, we are honored to be here with you, and we hope you are enjoying your summer in the Northern Hemisphere or winter down in the Southern Hemisphere, and that this episode reaches you in good health and happiness. And as always, we are thankful to have you in our community. I want to give a special thanks to those of you who are our Patreon members, whose financial contributions keep this show going, as we have no ads or sponsors right now. We are 100% listener funded. So if that's something you're interested in, you're like, wait a second, I want to help out and contribute as little as $2 a month or up to keep this purposeful community growing, please hop over to Patreon, and we'd love to have you. All right, this week I want to talk about something. I'm reading a book that is, I got to tell you, team, it is blowing my buffers a little bit, as my wife always likes to tell me. It's called The Botany of Desire by Michael Pollan. The Botany of Desire. And it challenges the thought that humans are in charge of plants. And I know that sounds quirky. And it goes through the evolution of 4 different plants and how they've evolved and how they continue to adapt. So it challenges, are plants actually in charge of our world? Right? It talks about apples, tulips, the cannabis plant, and potatoes. It's a fascinating book, and if you ever get a chance to read it, I highly recommend it. And in the cannabis section, there's a whole area of that book that's devoted to how cannabis affects people's memories and the history of the different native peoples around the world that cannabis was a big part of their spiritual evolution and rituals and stuff. And cannabis aside, there's the memory part really struck a chord with me. It really got me interested. And there's a quote that I really want to expand upon and share with you this week. And it says this: memory is the enemy of wonder, which abides nowhere else but in the present. Let me repeat that for you, and I want you to think about that. Memory is the enemy of wonder, which abides nowhere else but in the present. Think about that for a second. The first time you take that roller coaster ride, your first kiss, your first anything you do, because it's the first time, it comes with this sense of awe, this sense of amazement. And you spend a lot of your life trying to get it back, right? You go ride that roller coaster the second time, or that second kiss, or the second visit to that special place in your life, and it just doesn't live up to what you had thought. Well, is that any less spectacular? Is that roller coaster any less fast, any less loop-de-loop-de-loop-de? Is the kiss any less meaningful, any less intimate? I think the answer is no, they're not. So what is it that takes away from the specialness? Why is there only that special moment the first time that we can't replicate any other time? Memory is the enemy of wonder, which abides nowhere else but in the present. Think about it. That second roller coaster ride, you're not just enjoying it for the moment, wondering what's coming next. You're doing what? You're comparing it to the first time you rode it. You're comparing it to the last time you were there. That vacation to that special place, the first time you went, just held all this amazement and awe. Well, the second time you went, you're comparing it. Oh, well, maybe this has aged since last time I was here. Oh, it's not nearly as beautiful as last time I was here. Right? Because you're not in the present. you're comparing to the past. Memory is the enemy of wonder. Wonder which abides nowhere else but in the present. Think about it. The first time you're doing it, you're not comparing. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. You're only right here, right now, in this moment, which is where the amazement takes place, which is where the astonishment, the awe, oh my goodness, takes place. Is that moment in time. And we have too many distractions in our world. Too many to-dos on our list. Too many hacks to be the most productive we can possibly be all day. So we schedule our calendar for every minute of our day. Well, what does that do to us over time? Because we're always moving to the future, we're not in our present. Because we are comparing our last time of doing something to what we're currently doing, we're not in awe of what's going on around us. So how do you embrace our wonder? How do we get that wonder back in our lives? First, slow down. Slow down. I was guilty of this back in my career. I would have my calendar booked all day, every day. And what I found was about 10 minutes, say I had a meeting with you from 9 to 10, and I have another meeting right at 10 with somebody else. But between 9:30 and 9:45 with you, I'm checked out, getting ready for the next meeting. So now I'm missing all the awe moments that could be taking place in that time with us because I'm focused on the future. So slow down. Put time in your day to allow your wonder to develop, to just sit and feel what's right in front of you, not comparing it to what was or what is to come, but what is right now. It's amazing if you stop and go sit outside, whether it's out in nature, out in the woods, the mountains, away from everybody else, your front porch, the park down the street, your backyard. Just stop and sit. No cell phone, no headphones, no technology. Just stop for a second. Clear your mind and just watch what Mother Nature is doing around you. Listen to the bees buzzing, the birds chirping. Watch the birds as they do their relationship dance. You see, when we slow down, we allow wonder to come back. We allow ourselves to be present in the moment. And when we're in our moments, many times we're going to be in awe of what's around us. We miss so much amazingness in our world, in our lives, because we're always racing to the next thing. Or once we experience something, we think that's all we can experience, so we compare every other experience to it. Memory is the enemy of wonder because wonder only abides in the present and memory is always in the past. One of the great benefits of yoga and meditation is that it puts you in your present. They don't want you in the past. They don't want you thinking about the future. They want you right here, right now. There's another saying out there that I love is that if your cup is too full, we can't add, right? If your cup of knowledge is already full, then I can't pour any of my knowledge in. And I think that goes directly back to our memory of, we already know this, so we'll keep this cup with us. It's already full, so we're carrying around this full cup of things that have been but are not today. And we're missing what's in front of us. That's why I love my walkabouts. We did that episode, a few back. Talks about getting out and doing walkabouts and thinkabouts. When I'm walking, I'm not with my phone. I'm not with my headphones. I'm literally just listening to whatever's going on around me. It doesn't matter if it's an urban environment or a rural or out in the mountains or in a town. Walking and just listening, looking, observing allows me to be in that present state of mind, that present tense. Not comparing this tree to the last tree I saw, not comparing that bird to the last bird I saw, but just being present for all that's around me. So slow down in life. Take moments to just sit and be, to meditate, to enjoy your own company. And remember this quote, memory is the enemy of wonder, which abides nowhere else but in the present. Right? If your mind is not focused on the present, just enjoying exactly where you are right now, it's hard to find that awe factor in life. It's hard to be amazed in life because we're already comparing. We're in the past. I highly recommend this book for you guys if you're interested in stuff like that. The Botany of Desire by Michael Pollan. Fantastic book. Is definitely a good thinker. And as always, I want to thank you for being here with me. This week, let's slow down our lives. Let's slow down the comparison and the comparing everything to the past. And see if we can't find some amazement in the present wherever we find ourselves each day. Just a small amount of time. Find some time to really just stop, sit, and be. Or walk and be. No distractions. Put yourself in your present. And see if you can't find more things in our world to be in awe of. Thank you all for joining me. Have an awesome rest of your week. And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.